have some rather interesting comments for you today from Gabe Newell, who you all, of course, all know and love as the founder and CEO of Valve, and he spoke with Develop about Steam machines and whether or not they will be a viable decision in a console and PC market. Now, naturally, Gabe is pretty confident in the Steam machine. He probably wouldn't have had it made if he wasn't, and he's spoken a little bit about how he feels it's going to fare in the current market. And Gabe had this to say, quote, "At console price points we're going to have machines like Alienware's, which are faster than today's console. So the same price point as today, except you get better performance and you're connected to everything you like about the PC and the internet. Our perception is that customers are always going to make the best choices for what they want. We can knock down the barriers that keep PC gaming out of the living room, and then customers can decide what they want. So the way we organised it in our thinking is sort of good, better and best kind of thing." And of course, the Steam Link is now in the hands of people, and reports have been pretty damn good from what I've heard. That is a pretty damn useful device for streaming your PC games to any TV in your home. So you play a game on the PC that's in your office or your bedroom or whatever, and then it's on your big TV in the living room, essentially breaking into the living room. And then of course, if you've got a Steam machine, you don't even need Steam Link. So one way or another, in this particular scenario, Steam is finding its way into the living room, be it with Steam Link and your PC, or for a Steam machine. Now what's really interesting is that you may remember that this whole Steam OS and Steam machine thing started when there was some seriously valid concerns about Microsoft's apparent intentions to close off the PC gaming market, with some then speculated changes to Windows 10 which would really make things difficult for gaming. But obviously that hasn't come to pass, at least not yet, and I don't think it will, given what Phil Spencer and so on have been saying regarding their plans for PC gaming. So perhaps is Steam Machine and Steam OS and Steam Link and all the rest of it too late? And Gabe had a rather interesting response. He said, quote, "So when we started pushing on this problem with Steam machines, there are a lot of people who said nobody wants a PC in their living room. And we were like, okay, we need to break that down into tractable problems. One is the user interface problem. How do you take something originally designed for keyboard and mouse and make it easy for both the interface and content developers to work in both spaces to get the best out of both? That leads you to the Steam Big Picture mode. Then you said, okay, now we need to have a couch-friendly input device and integrate touch. So the gamepad is a controller, as well as a set of technologies that can then be integrated. You can actually sort of logically deconstruct that and take pieces out. If you like the touchpads, you as a keyboard manufacturer can now put them on your keyboard, and people just know how they work, and games will know how they work. Now, that's not to say there's still not any concerns regarding SteamOS and Steam machines and whatnot. They're obviously, for a small developer, the choice as to whether or not to develop for SteamOS is going to be a difficult one, as it's kind of a chicken and egg situation. If there are no games available that people actually want to play, then of course no one's going to use a Steam machine or use a SteamOS. And of course, if there's no customers, then why would a game developer waste resources on putting games onto that particular platform? So it is definitely a difficult decision for indie developers to make. Obviously, for bigger teams, it's not as big a deal. But say you've got a team of like 5 people working passionately on your game, you might only have the resources to get it onto one platform, and then maybe if it's successful, you can think about other platforms. So I definitely think that is a valid concern, but given the positive reports that have been going around surrounding some of the Steam devices like the controller and the Steam Link, we're probably going to see quite a positive response to Steam OS. And of course, some people just don't like Windows and use it because at the moment it's the best option for gaming. So if perhaps Steam OS can show them, hey, this is a better solution, then it might not be an issue. Of course, a lot of this is down to speculation and down to what happens in the future. But I definitely think that the Steam machine has potential. I like what Gabe's point was about how, hey, look, you've got this device that, it's just a plug-in and play convenience of a console, but with more power under the hood, and you don't even have to use that. You can also use Steam Link. So Steam in some way is getting involved in the living room. So We'll have to see how these devices do. I'd definitely be curious to see some actual sales figures in a few months' time, and my prediction is that it's going to do pretty well because, of course, Steam and Valve have a lot of goodwill with PC gamers, and of course Gabe Newell himself has a lot of goodwill, so I think it's going to be fairly successful, but I think it depends on the reviews, opinions and whatnot, but from what I've heard of the Steam Link, it actually sounds like it's something worth getting if you want to game more on your TV rather than sitting at a monitor or whatever. Regardless of all that, I'd love to hear some thoughts and opinions on what you think the future of Steam machines is going to be, and whether or not you agree with the comments here made by Gabe. And of course, I will link the source in the description below this video. There's quite a bit of quotes and things that I didn't touch on, so if you want to read the whole thing, it is there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.